Can you see the notes from here?
Your cheat notes?
Yeah.
No.
But now you can. Boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Wheelsboutique. My name is David Nussbaum, and today we have something extremely special for you guys. As you can see to my right, it is the brand new carbon fiber wheel from HRE. This is called the HX101. Now, HRE has released 4 models in this carbon barrel series. One of them is going to be the HX100, which is only going to be for center lock cars like the 992 GT3s and the Lamborghini Aventador SVJs and the SVs as well. Then they have the 101 here, which is basically their bread and butter. As you know, the P101 is one of HRE's most iconic designs, released in the, I want to say around 2008-ish, maybe a little bit after that. But everybody knows that HRE P101 design. A lot of wheel manufacturers have copied that design over the years. And it's basically that P101 is this wheel in a one-piece monoblock. But now HRE took the split 5-spoke design from their P101 and they applied it to their carbon fiber barrel wheel. Now this wheel is a very, very long time in the making. Back in 2009, was the first time that HRE kind of dove into the carbon fiber barrel wheel market. And they did that with a wheel called the CF40, I believe it was. So if you go to our website and you sort our picture gallery by Porsche Carrera GT, there is a car from all the way back in 2009. The photo's not the greatest because I think the iPhone like 1 or 2 was out at that time. But it was the Carrera GT and it had that CF40 model, which is Jordy's gonna just come in and ruin everything. Anyways, so the CF40 model was a split 7-spoke design like the P40 SC of the time. And at that time, HRE used kind of like an off-the-shelf carbon fiber barrel like what you would see here. Fast forward a couple of years, Alan Peltier, which is the president of HRE, went on Jay Leno's Garage. I think this would have been in 2013, and he showed off a carbon fiber barrel wheel that looked like the HRE S101. So very similar looking to this. He didn't actually have a name there, or he didn't say a name on the video. You can find that video on YouTube, but it was basically an HRE S101 in a carbon fiber form. But that was a prototype wheel. That's why it didn't have a name, so they did not bring that one to market. Fast forward to 2018, it was the 40-year anniversary for HRE. They invited a bunch of important people. Us being their largest dealer in the world, they actually invited me and a couple of other colleagues to fly out to their open house in Vista, California, which is just outside of San Diego. And they had a private event where they showed us a couple of cars that had carbon fiber barrel wheels. We couldn't get any photos because actually in the event, at the very entrance of the event, they made us give them our cell phones and they taped it up. And if anybody in the event pulled out their phone or reached for their pocket, it was like the CIA, the Secret Service was there trying to prevent everybody. So no photos leaked out from that event, but that event had a McLaren P1 there, and it had another, I think it was a 991 GT3 at that time with carbon fiber barrel wheels. Now those 3 instances that I named for the carbon fiber barrel wheels are not the same as these. So just like with anything that HRE does, they do tons of research and development to come to market with the best that a technology offers. So that's why they didn't jump on the bandwagon of what other wheel brands are doing, like doing carbon fiber barrels from Dymag. They actually went with a totally different supplier that's also located in the UK, and that supplier is a carbon fiber specialist guru company. And they don't give out the information on who they're working with, but we do know it's in the UK. And so what you did was you paired their carbon fiber expertise with the expertise of HRE making wheels. You put it together, and that's how you get the new Carbon series from HRE. Now, speaking a little bit more about this wheel in particular, These are offered in 20-inch diameter, 21-inch diameter, and 22-inch diameter. The sizes, or the widths I should say, range from 9 inches wide to about 13 inches wide. Down the road, as more demand for this increases and honestly the pricing for manufacturing this decreases, they'll offer more sizes, hopefully 19s, because I've had a lot of customers asking me for 19s, and hopefully a little bit more range of widths, because there's a lot of cars that use like a 12.5 in the rear and a 9.5 in the front, or 10 in the front and 11 in the rear. And at the moment, HRE is limited a little bit by the widths of the carbon fiber barrels. But talking about the design, as you can see from this carbon barrel from basically a previous generation, this is about a 10-year-old carbon fiber barrel. The carbon fiber weave and the pattern and the way that they actually manufacture the carbon barrel is completely different from the previous generation carbon barrel wheels. I'm not going to get into details of that because it's really like engineering lingo that is well above my pay grade, but at the very least you can tell that this carbon fiber weave is completely different from anything else that you've seen from any other wheel brand. This is proprietary technology to HRE and the carbon company they're working with. That's why no matter what wheel brand you look at with the carbon fiber offerings, they look nothing like this weave pattern. So this one is offered in the gloss, as you see here, which has a very shiny clear coat on the barrel. They also have frozen, which is their language for a satin clear coat. So if you have a car with a lot of matte carbon fiber, like actually this McLaren 675 LT Spider that was behind us, that car has a lot of matte carbon fiber, so you would probably want to opt for the frozen matte carbon fiber. The center face, of course, can be done in any color. HRE offers close to 75 different finishes. They've got gold, silvers, champagnes, they've got green, they've got white, red. This one here, of course, is a satin bronze, so it's a very simple finish compared to some of what my other customers are ordering. Some of the other customers are ordering brush finishes or polished finishes with different transparent colors, but this one's just a single stage satin bronze. I think it allows the carbon to really pop. In my opinion, I think that these wheels look best when the center faces are a dark finish, just like on this wheel. When you have a lighter finish, like maybe a brushed silver, I think that these carbon barrels match too much with the tire, and sometimes it can create an odd looking effect. So that's why anytime that I sell these, I try my best to recommend the darker faces. You of course have the carbon fiber HRE center cap, which is an option. This client of mine has actually a Ferrari SF90 Stradale, so we're going to be doing the bezel so that he can fit his Ferrari center cap on here. But there's also the traditional HRE red, white, and blue, and also their black and gray. So a couple different options that they have for this wheel. In terms of performance, everybody knows that aluminum is extremely strong and extremely lightweight. But that wasn't just good enough for HRE. They wanted to make sure that the impact stiffness was there. They wanted to make sure that over a long period of time that the carbon fiber would be resilient to elements that we can't control. Things like temperature out here, like in Miami, where today we're November 22nd and it's about 95 degrees outside, and also UV protection. Now what I mean by UV protection is if these wheels were on a car that would stay outside for a very long time, the carbon fiber might begin to yellow. This one here, you can actually kind of see it just a little bit on the inner barrel portion. And again, if you see older vehicles like 997 generation cars or something along the like, if the car sat outside for a long time, the carbon fiber actually begins to yellow. So what HRE did is they did a slightly different way to do the carbon fiber, which you can go to their channel and have Alan Peltier, the president, talk about it a little bit more because he has an engineering background and he can get into details, but that's what they wanted. They didn't want to just come to market with a carbon fiber wheel that was just like the rest. They wanted something that was going to have the impact stiffness and kind of remove all of the drawbacks from the previous generation carbon barrel wheels, and they did an excellent job at that. Kind of final notes on this, I think it's absolutely amazing that HRE has finally come to market. It's been over a decade since they've been developing this. They of course have basically the most lightweight aluminum forged wheels in the world. They also played around with the titanium printing 3D wheel that a lot of people were very intrigued by. I think we did a video for that as well. So make sure you look for HRE 3D Plus on our channel here at Wheelsboutique.
You can't show that on camera.
And then otherwise, again, they go balls to the wall with everything that they do. So this wheel is extremely lightweight, and all of the weight of the wheel is in the face, which is actually where you want it, because you want to reduce the unsprung mass from a wheel. And so if it's in the barrel, it's not very good, but if it's on the outer face, then it's a lot better to have. So I cannot wait to see this installed on the SF90. I think it's going to look really, really nice. I also have a couple of orders already in place for 992 GT3, another SF90. I'm more excited about the 992 GT3 because that car will actually be coming down to us in Miami from New York, and that's going to be getting an IPE exhaust. So we'll have definitely a YouTube video for that. But nonetheless, if there's anything that I have not covered for you guys here in this video, please send us an email. You can email info@wheelsboutique.com. You can email myself, David, at wheelsboutique.com, or you can also leave a comment in the section below, because I do watch those comments, as I always say, and I try to reply back to everybody as soon as I can. So let us know what you think. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, share with a couple of friends, and we'll see you guys in the next one.